That's what happens when you're in the shop. Things sometimes go a little sideways and you don't expect it. Hi, I'm Paul Brodie. Mitch behind the cameras. We're back in the shop working on a Giraffe Bike, 1894 Giraffe Bike. I have metal. I bought some metal. I had to order it. They don't have this just lying around anymore. This is bronze. It's 660 bronze. It's 2 1/4 by 5. It's a little bit longer, but I got something I can grab in the 3-jaw chuck. And this little piece of metal here, it's got some weight to it. $150 including tax. So it's like, whoa, okay, well, I need it. I don't want to use anything else. I bought some bearings. These little bearings, there's 3 of them. They're made in Japan. These were $60. So, you know, the cost is, it's there, that's for sure. I'm not complaining. We have to do this. This is a good project. I got the freewheel, you saw that. That was another video that's done. And I bought a tool because when I designed the hub, I had to figure out that this tool has to go in like that. There you go, it fits in there. So the hub can only go so far. Now, another point that's going to happen, when you look at the drawing here, here's the bearings. There's a bearing here on the left side, and because the right side, there's not a lot of space because this is kind of small, and so I had to use 2 bearings. That's where those bearings go. This here is the thread. That's where the freewheel threads onto, and you can see I made a note here. I was wondering a little while ago if we need a spacer because I can't thread right up to the shoulder. There's always a little gap because the tool has to stop, and the tool is a point, and the shoulder here of the tool, it has to stop before the shoulder of the hub. So I need to make a spacer to go in there so that when I screw on the freewheel, it doesn't lock onto the end of the thread and not against the shoulder. That's not a good design. So I took that into consideration. Another thing I want to show you is, am I starting on this side here, or do I start on this side here? Because I do have a choice. Well, I'm going to start on this side here because there's a big shoulder. See there? There's a big shoulder. And here, there's going to be a thread. If I hold this in a 3-jaw chuck, even if I have some aluminum spaces in there, it can damage the thread. So I do this end first. I bore it. I drill the hole. I bore it out the middle part. And then when I've got all this shape done, basically, this is just rough still. That's when I flip it around. I cut off this part because there's going to be a piece here. You can see what's going to happen. I've got about 1 inch extra. I didn't have to order quite this much, but whatever. And that's the frame. That's where the frame goes from here to here. So I'm obviously going to have to make some sort of spaces to go in here to space the hub from the frame. I'll cut it off. I'll hold this here in the 3-jaw. I'll dial it up, and then I'll machine the thread and the spaces for the bearings. Let's go to the lathe. I'm excited. Thanks for joining us. I made a little shield here out of aluminum. It's pretty thin. It's 040, as in 40 thou. And we're going to see if I can kind of hide behind the shield, because last time I was really getting pelted by all this thing. I had to wear a full face shield. You couldn't see that in the video, but I got the full face shield because these little chips, they're hot and they're sharp, and they were coming all around my glasses. It wasn't, well, that part of it wasn't a lot of fun. So we're going to check this out. Okay. Okay, we're going to work on this part in here now. I think we'll hacksaw it next. Use the bandsaw, and then I got to drill the holes for the spokes, and it'll be easier right now while I don't have the thread on this end. So I think I'm going to hold it in the rotary table, in the chuck. And I think next are the spoke holes. That would be good. Oh! That's not supposed to happen. Oh, it chunked it. I can fix it. I just have to take off a little bit of extra material. Okay. That's my blooper for today. You've seen it now. That's too bad. I thought I was doing everything right, but I guess it's out so far, and I took a little bigger cut because I thought I could. Well, I can't. Not with the cardboard in there, because the cardboard is kind of slippery, right? See here? It's got the paint on the cardboard. Okay, smaller cuts. See these marks? That was my screw up. I need to fix these marks, so I'll put it back in the chuck and I'll take off the least amount possible just to make it clean up. So I don't feel good about that, but well, that's what happens when you're in the shop. Things sometimes go a little sideways and you don't expect it. There's one tiny little mark there. I'm just going to leave that because it's so small, most people will never even know it's there. So there we go. I fixed my mistake, so we're going to go to the mill next, use the rotary table, put spokes holes in, and then after that we're going to put a thread on there, and then the hub will be basically done. I got the rotary table all set up here. I got a little a center drill there. I've got my notes from the front hub. This tells me how much I have to move to get 16 holes, because it's a 32 hole hub. That's important. And what I'm going to do this time, last time I just used the center drill on the front hub, and then I took it over to the drill press because I thought it would be easier because I've got a very small drill. It's like 085, something like that. It's a number drill. I'm going to go around again and drill the hole because what happened in the drill press is that it grabbed and it wanted to pull the hub up. And it was kind of hard to control because it's bronze and it's not always easy for machining. It wants to grab sometimes if you're not set up properly. So I'm going to use the center drill and then we'll go around once again with the smaller drill. Spoke hole size. Okay, 22.5 degrees. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to mark right in the middle in between the holes with my red Sharpie, and then I'm going to use the extrusion because that'll line up perfectly. So can you see how that works? Then I put it right there. So I'm halfway in between the holes because the holes have to be offset. If they're not offset, that's a problem. It's hard to lace the wheel when the hub's incorrect. So one more go around here with the holes, and then we'll go into the drill press. We will deburr. We got a special drill. Is that pretty close? Well, might be a couple thou out, but not bad. So, 790. Oh, oh. Might have to use silver solder. I went too far. Okay, oh well. I should set a stop. I should set the stop. So what I should have done here, see here, that's the stop. I need to put that up to there, and then I can't do that again. I was being really careful. I'm talking about other ways to make mistakes. Oh boy. See there? The center drill went too far. So that needs to be filled in with silver solder now and re-drilled. So that I can't screw up anymore now because I've set the stop. When you silver solder, always use some emery cloth and sand the oxide off. It really helps it to flow. That's a good tip. I did not think we were going to be using the torch today. This was a machining day exclusively, and now because of what I did, we have to get the torch out. Never done that before. That's a brand new mistake. So it just shows that you don't know, you know. Actually, what happened was Mitch and I were talking. I got distracted. It's not his fault, but I needed focus and I lost my focus. And it happens really quick, like an extra second pulling down, you go too far. It breaks through on the bronze, and then it goes fast. And then it's a big oops. So, okay, I got my flux here. A lot of yapping, I know, but hopefully I can salvage this. So, I got to get it up to heat, but not too much. And so maybe I'll put the flame down just a little bit. And this is a huge heat sink, so even though I'm heating up the flange, not quite sure if I got the flame hot enough, but we're going to find out. Sometimes if you put the cone right down inside, that's a trick I learned from brazing. There we go. Okay. You see that? It flowed. Whew. What a nail biter. This is camouflaging again. I did camouflaging on the lathe. This hub is certainly not going smoothly for this guy. And once the spokes go on, you don't look at the flanges of the hub much at all, unless there's a really big problem. I might put it in the lathe and just skim that really carefully. Let's go do that. Let's go put it in the lathe, and then we'll go back in the mill. Okay, we are back to where we were. That was a bit of work. I'm looking for the hole where we fixed. Oh, there it is, right there. You can see that? If you look really closely, you can see the silver. There's a little ring of silver solder there, but aside from that, very hard to tell. So, well, a lot of fixing going on. I hope things get better today. We can always hope. What we're going to do now is to check the thread. So I'm going to put some felt pin on there. I'm going to set up the indicator so I can only go so far. And we need a little bit of lady luck here. So I want to go in up close, but not that close, because I am going to put a spacer in there in between the hub and the freewheel. So we'll put the indicator back on. Yeah, that's good. Can you see down there? Can you focus in? I'm satisfied with that. So we're going to make a thread now. Here we go. What? How did that happen? Okay, I made a hub on the whippet, and I made an assumption that I got the same kind of a freewheel in dimensions because the pitch is the same, and it said 1.117. Oh, 177. Okay, so that's what happened. When I set my vernier, I set it for 1.117, and I should have set it for 1.177. So my vernier was off, and then when I checked this, because I know that on the thread depth, it's 20 thou, so I'm looking for a difference between what the bore is and what the thread is. And it came up at 30, but this is larger. So it should have been smaller, and I didn't catch it. I thought I needed to have a minus sign there, and I didn't get the minus sign. So what I have to do now is to make up a sleeve and Loctite it on there and then recut the thread. I have to thread internally. Well, this hub has been a bit of a disaster, although I do know how to fix it. It's just a pain in the butt. Okay, well, you know, thanks for watching. This is the real world here, and stuff happens. I won't use the bad word. Thanks for tuning in. If you buy us coffee, Mitch and I like coffees, that helps the channel a lot. Please subscribe, like. We'll see you next week.